Good evening, everyone. This is Jomar Hilario. You are in the Legal Matters webinar regarding virtual careers, and tonight we have our guest, Tony Paul Sanggalang, and we're gonna have a Q&A with him. This is his first time to attend the webinar, so very honored for us to have a attorney, a lawyer with us tonight to answer all your legal questions. Apparently, you guys submitted around 50 questions. Ang dami, no? 50 questions for an hour's worth of webinar. So we hope we were able to cover everything you asked. We noticed that most of the questions are actually taxes, no? Tungkol sa taxes. Let's find out what the lawyer says. We already asked that question earlier, di ba? Sa CPA, no? In-interview natin sila Mark before this webinar. So just before we got our ball rolling, I'd just like to introduce to you si Attorney Paul. Attorney Paul is actually a broadcaster, believe it or not. He has a radio program sa DZRJ where he talks about legal matters. Pero on leave siya ngayon because he is the president or exiting president of McKinley, Rotary McKinley Makati. Okay, so that's a branch or group of Rotary Club in the Philippines sa McKinley Makati. And he is a lawyer from the school na alam niyo lahat kung ano. So welcome, Attorney Paul.
Hi, Jomar. Good evening. Good evening to everyone.
Okay, so before we start with the legal questions, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Just pili ka lang between the two things I will ask you. This is just a fun exercise to get things rolling para naman makilala ka nila as a person first,
Okay.
hindi as a lawyer. First person muna. Okay, so I'll give you a choice. So you can also answer a different answer if you prefer. Okay. First question: What do you prefer, salad or rice?
Salad or rice? Ano ba to? Trick question or?
Preference lang.
Rice.
Okay. 3D movie or ordinary movie?
Ano? Lady movie?
3D, three-dimensional
3D.
movie.
I'd like ordinary. Okay na sa akin yung digital movies.
Okay. So, Macintosh or Windows?
Mac, syempre.
Okay. So, do you prefer salty or sweet?
Parehong masama, di ba? Salty na lang.
Masama. Bakit hindi ko parehong masarap eh? Pareho palang masama.
And then tayo. May iwas sa sobra.
So, fiction, non-fiction?
I like fiction.
Okay, so final question ko, Game of Thrones or something else?
Oh, Game of Thrones. Syempre.
Okay, good. So yun lang yung aking fun way so that people can relate to you. You know, you're a person like everybody else. But I met Attorney Paul sa Wealth Circle group ni Brother Bo Sanchez. So you know, we all live in the same circles. Do you attend the feast, Paul?
Yes. Right now, I'm attending the Valle Verde Feast of Brother Obet Cabrillas.
Ayan. So sino dito ang member ng Valle Verde? Mag-hello lang kayo. Baka nakita niyo si Attorney Paul dyan. And ipakita mo na yung slide so we can get the ball rolling.
Okay. So, screen share. Share.
Plus, everybody encourage si Attorney Paul, sabihin mo, kaya mo yan!
Okay, so I'd like to introduce myself, no. Magbubuhat ako ng sariling bangko. Hi, okay ba?
Oh, yeah.
Is everyone seeing my slide? Okay. So hi, I'm Paul Sanggalang, and this is my phone number. And that was me 10 years ago. Yung caricature na yan. I'm a lawyer. Here's my email address. My full name is Apollo. My nickname is Paul. You can call me Attorney Paul. So this is my email address @lawyer.com. And I have 3 kids, and when they were small, I have a hard time. Nahirapan akong explain sa kanila kung anong ginagawa ng daddy nila. ano bang lawyer? Because sometimes they thought that I'm a policeman or something. So I told them that I'm like a knight, and I take up the cudgel for someone who cannot fight for his own battle. Parang I will be the champion to fight for someone else's fight, ganon. So it's like champion or knight. So I'm right now I'm a licensed lawyer in the Philippines. Our regulatory authority is the Supreme Court, so I'm an officer of the court. I'm a private practitioner. I'm not in government, but even though I'm a private professional, parang semi-private pa rin because we have a lot of professional ethics, and we can get disbarred or our license can be removed. That's why we have to maintain a certain sense of professionalism and ethics so that we can maintain our license. So we are not under PRC. We are not under Professional Regulatory Commission. We are under the Supreme Court, and ayan, the Supreme Court is the one policing our rank. Of course, siguro nakita nyo na maraming karatula or calling cards or billboards saying they are a counselor or an attorney at law. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng attorney at law? Where attorney means advocate or representative. So you can, I do representation service. I can represent a client. I can represent a client in court or out of court. And I'm also a counselor because I give advice. I'm sort of like a wisdom giver. I give legal advice to people. So I give a legal advice, and at the same time, I can represent people. I'm a part owner and partner in a law firm. I'm part of the Sienieres, Tuason, Balbin, Sanggalang, and Amansec Law Office. It is based in Quezon City, although I have a separate office in Makati. Solo office ko po yun sa Makati. And I'm a broadcaster on leave. I'm a member of the KBP, Kapisano ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. I'm a co-host in a radio show at DZRJ. It's a talk show called A Legal Justice. And I'm one of 3 or 4 lawyers who co-host the show every Saturday. So on leave po ako ngayon. Probably next month, babalik na ako. And I'm also a trainer and facilitator. I do seminars. My favorite topic is labor law, also HR law, and of course business law. And this is one of the posters of one of the seminars that's a bestseller. I did this in Cebu, and I usually do this every year or twice a year in Makati at AIM. I'm a former student leader in the same alma mater as Jomar Hilario in UPLB. This is my picture, ano ba to? 30 years ago. 30 years ago na nga ba? Oh, parang, okay. And I used to be the University Legal Counsel of UP several years after graduating from UP College of Law in Diliman. I was hired by my alma mater to serve. So, syempre, ano yan, wala nang isip-isip, service. And I used to be the executive director of the NLRC. This is an agency under the Department of Labor, National Labor Relations Commission. And we handle labor cases. We decide on labor cases like termination, yung mga illegal dismissal. We are the agency of the DOLE that handles that. And I used to work with the Senate. I used to be the Chief Legislative Officer in the Senate of the Philippines. That was about 2 years before I went private again. And I'm a proud member of Rotary, where I'm the outgoing president of our club, Rotary Club of Makati, McKinley. And Jomar was one of our guest speaker about a couple of weeks ago. And he shared a lot of his ideas and expertise. and to many avid listeners from Rotary, because we are also interested in how to make money online. And despite all my experience, I'm 47 years old. I'm going 47 this September. I'm still a work in progress. I still have a lot to learn, even in the area of law. And well, I'd like to promote my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, Labor Law Made Easy. This is where I render some free legal advice. You can send me a private message. Um, yeah, it's a Facebook page. It looks like this. It looks like this. If you're online, you can check your desktop or your smartphone, and this will be what you will see. I have almost 4,000 likers so far. And this is where I try to give advice, free legal advice to people. Yeah, I have an app, and yeah, you can message me there. And please don't forget to like. Para naman mag 4,000 likes na. So, as a lawyer, I I have to be a good strategist also, especially if I handle cases, no. And one of my favorite strategies is Sun Tzu, no, The Art of War, and this is what he said: the greatest victory is that which requires no battle. So ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Ang ibig sabihin nito is preparation, and if you can, because ang litigation, ang cases kasi sometimes it's ano lose-lose proposition. Mas maganda yung win-win, di ba? Okay, so that's about it. Again, this is my phone number and this is my email address in case we run out of time. Okay, so back to you, Jomar. 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 Yeah, Jomar.
Oh.
Jomar. Oh, yeah. Kala ko, iniwan mo na ako. Okay.
Itong Hangouts kasi, di ba, pag pinindot mo yung mute, hahabulin mo muna yung mute
button. Oh, I see. May delay pala. So, should I turn off my share?
Hindi.
Okay lang?
Oh, magtatanong na tayo dito.
Oh, yan. Okay, sige.
I'll ask some of the questions here. And if I were not able to ask your question, then please forgive us and email Attorney Paul Sanggalang there in the email address. Yan ang ilabas mo. Para
yan. Yeah.
So, let's start. First question na.
Okay, sure.
Pag may overlap, hindi ko na sasabihin. So, ito na from Elena Solon. And
okay.
Under what category would a business form to provide a virtual office and physical office business services be under? Hindi ko naintindihan yung tanong.
Oh yeah. I read a question earlier.
Yeah, sure. Sige.
I think what she's asking is the best type of business organization, whether a corporation or a sole proprietorship, baka yun yata, or partnership. Kasi in the Philippines, we have limited types of business entity that we can use for our business. The first one and the most simple is sole proprietorship. Walang kahirap-hirap yan. You just go to DTI and then apply for a business name. And then the second one is partnership. You have to register it with the SEC, also with a corporation. So these are the three usual type of business organization that we use in the Philippines. Of course, there's cooperative, but that's a different animal. No? A cooperative is a different animal. So for this business of yours, itong virtual office or concierge office, or whether online or physical, it's actually up to you. But the corporation so far is my favorite among the different types of businesses, because under a corporation, you have some sort of a legal limited liability. Meaning, because the corporation is considered a separate person from your individual. For example, ako, si Paul Sanggalang, I want to go into business. If I go into business as a sole proprietor, then I'm going business as myself. But if I put up a corporation, I'm like putting up a separate entity with its own personality. So in legal theory, that's a separate person altogether. May separate identity kami. So in that way, I don't have a personal liability pag nagkaroon ng problema yung corporation. If the corporation faces lawsuit or some problem, legal problem, then I can distance myself from the corporation. That's the biggest advantage of doing business as a corporation. And of course, you can have business partners or other stockholders. Pag sole proprietor, ang maganda dito, pag mag-isa ka lang, no? It's the most simple, it's the easiest company to put up. So what some starters, some startup business usually do, they start as a sole proprietor and then eventually they upgrade to a corporation. Yung iba naman, iniisip nila, since magko-corporation na rin kami, they start as a corporation right away. So it's up to you. But for me, I would advise start as a corporation.
I think the question is what category of business? Let's say shipping a corporation. What kind of category?
Corporation. It's a service. It's a service establishment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a service establishment for purposes of labor law and classification sa mga yan kasi mag-apply ka ng business permit It's a service establishment.
Yun ang pangalan, service yun ang tawag nila doon, service establishment.
It's a service establishment kasi minsan pag tiningnan mo yung checklist, 'di ba? Saan mo ilalagay sarili mo? Retail ka ba? Service? Minsan hindi mo makita yung online. So pag may nakita kang service, yan, it's a generic for any type of business that's offering services. Kasi there's manufacturing, there's retail, there's services, there's agriculture, yan. So, like me, I'm a lawyer. I offer services, legal services. So, in the same way, if you are you're offering services online, then it's whether it's online or offline or physical office, it's a service establishment. Okay? Jomar? Hello? I think there are... Hi, Jomar. Ba't nagbagong face mo? Anyway, I think there are questions online.